What's up, guys? There's been a lot going on in the MMA world lately. In the past couple of weeks, in the past couple of days, in the past couple of hours, the MMA news keep buzzing. First, we have Alex Periera announcing that he's officially moving up to 205. We have Israel Adesanya. Apparently, there's some rumblings in the background that he may try to become champ by challenging for the 205-pound belt. And I saw Leon Edwards in an interview saying that he is not going to fight in July in London. Instead, he wants to fight in Abu Dhabi in October. And guys, what's going on between John Jones and Stipe Miocic? I thought that was a done deal. I thought the fight was done. I thought we were going to see that fight. Anyway, so it's a lot to discuss. So let's get started, okay? So Alex Periera came out on his YouTube channel put out a statement saying, listen, my work is done at 185. I am moving up to 205. And he said, it's not because I can't make weight. I just believe that my job right now is at 205. Now, I think that's a great move. That's a great move. But I must also say this is not surprising because even before the fight between him and Israel Adesanya, there is already apparently some talk in his camp of the possibility of him moving up to 205 or even possibly to heavyweight. And also, after the fight between him and Israel Adesanya at UFC 287, when Dana White was asked, was there going to be an immediate rematch, he didn't sound too enthused. And he also mentioned that he believes Alex Periera was going to move up to 205. And also when Israel Adesanya was asked the same question, he said flat out that he was not going to rematch Alex Periera, at least not right now. And he also believed that Alex Periera was going to move up to 205. But he said, and I'm paraphrasing, listen, I gave that man an opportunity. He because there was nobody else at the time for me to fight because he already cleaned up the division. And also because of our history in kickboxing, which is totally true, because that's the only reason Alex Periera was fast-tracked to the title shot. He has a very short road to the title shot compared to most to get to Israel Adesanya because of the history in kickboxing, because he had 2 wins over Israel Adesanya at that time in kickboxing. So that makes sense. And now Israel Adesanya say, hey, listen, now he has to go back and do what everybody else did, what I did. Just earn your shot at the title. And listen, I don't believe that he meant for Alex Periera to go out there and fight 10 guys before he gets to the title. Obviously, he was the champion just a few weeks ago. I believe he meant for Alex Periera to go out there at least fight one guy at the top, at least one guy, a couple of guys, or at least one guy. Fight Robert Whittaker, fight Paulo Costa, fight somebody at the top. I think that's what he meant. And guys, that is fair. To me, that is absolutely fair. That makes sense. Okay. But we don't have to worry about it because now Alex Periera is moving up to 205. And but now, just a second though, because there's this rumor out there that apparently Israel Adesanya may try to become champ. An honor only reserved to only a few in MMA. Daniel Cormier, Henry Cejudo, Amanda Nunes, and Conor McGregor. I might leave out one person here. I think, I might leave out one person, but that's pretty much it. The champ people. So, Alex Periera, Israel Adesanya did try that before against Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz won the fight by unanimous decision, and I believe that Jan Blachowicz was really big for Israel Adesanya because he kept taking him down and he couldn't get out from under him. So now he wants to move up. He would be fighting Jamal Hill. Now, before I say that though, there had been some other names thrown out there for Israel Adesanya. Hamzat Chimaev, Dricus Du Plessis. Now, Du Plessis, I believe, is number 6 in the division. Obviously, he needs another fight. Okay, he needs another fight before he fights Israel. And then Hamzat Chimaev, His last two fights was one against Gilbert Burns and then against Kevin Holland. Now, two 175 pounders. Gilbert Burns is a very small 175 pounder. And he gave Khamzat Chimaev a lot of problems in that fight. As a matter of fact, many believe that Gilbert Burns actually won the fight. So I don't believe those two fights qualified Chimaev for a title shot. So I would say the same thing for Du Plessis. He needs to fight at least one guy at the top. And hey, guess what? He has a great history. There's some history between him and Paulo Costa. That would be a great fight for him to get to the title. All right. So now, again, going back to Israel Adesanya, to the rumor about Israel Adesanya moving up to 205, that would be a great fight between him and Jamal Hill. I would encourage, I think that's a great move. I would encourage the UFC, Israel Adesanya, his camp, to try to make this fight happen. I would love to see it. I'm sure the fans would love to see it. And that would be, I can bet my money that would be contested almost entirely on the feet. Both guys are great strikers. And also that would offer the opportunity to Alex Periera to actually rematch Israel Adesanya at 205, which I believe would favor Alex Periera. Because look, guys, Alex Periera is a huge guy. I don't even know how he is 185 pounds. How he makes 185 pounds. I don't know. But I think the matchup would favor him at 205. He wouldn't have to cut that much weight. He could have a lot more energy. I think that would be an opportunity. Now, that only if, number one, Alex Periera could go up there and beat at least one top guy at 205. And also if Israel Adesanya can get past Jamal Hill. And that this is an if guy, because Jamal Hill is not going to be an easy walk in the park for Israel Adesanya. This is going to be a tough fight. Jamal is as good as they come. So that would be a great fight. I would love to see it, and I'm sure a lot of fans would love to see it. So make it happen. Now, I saw Leon Edwards at an interview, and guys, but let me say this before. I was worried for Leon Edwards after he beat up Kamaru Usman, because at the post-fight press conference, they asked Dana White, now Leon Edwards cemented himself as the true champion, who is next for the title? And he said Colby Covington. And then Leon Edwards came over later on, and they say, hey, listen, Dana White was here before you came on, and we asked him who was next for the title. He said Colby Covington. So what's your thought on that? And quickly, Leon Edwards just shot the idea down and said, no, Colby Covington does not deserve a title shot. And he proceeded to give the reasoning, the arguments, why he believes that Colby Covington does not deserve a title. And guess what, guys? I agreed with him. I think the arguments were valid. But I was worried also, because we have seen lately, and that has happened at a few different times, where guys try to pick a fight with Dana White, with the company. And if I were to advise a fighter, I would say just approach your career with the UFC as a business partnership, which it is. The UFC put all the resources. They are the greatest promoting machine out there. They put you out there. You bring your skills in. You fight. You make money. They make money. Now remember, they are a business. They are in the business of making money. There are a lot of talks out there about fighter pay, not fair. The UFCs are not paying enough, or they're not offering as much to the fighters and everything. Now, listen, guys, I must humbly say, this is beyond me. I don't know whether it's wrong, whether it's fair, whether it's not fair. I do not know. But I would say, if I were to advise a fighter, I would say, do not get in the bandwagon and following people like Jake Paul talking about fighter pay and blah, 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 and all this, because I think it's all a gimmick. Now, I'm not bashing Jake Paul. I think they do a great job. Those Paul brothers, they're doing well. They are smart. They know what they're doing. And with the boxing thing, they do their thing perfect. And they're making a lot of money out of it. And I think if you want to bring more attention to yourself, bring more eyes to you, make a big splash, make big noise, what is better than to just bash Dana White, bash the UFC, go on that fight, trying to fight for the little guys who can't get paid enough. I think that's a great way to do some noise, to make some noise. But I'm not saying he's not sincere about it, but I would have to see whether, let's say he becomes big himself, gets a ton of money, how he would pay the people who fight in his event. Because I don't think he's paying them that much. That's all I'm going to say on that, okay? Because I don't know much about that, but that's all I'm going to say. So basically, I would advise a fighter to just get good people around you, good management team, good representation. When they go to the UFC, they can negotiate a deal that makes sense to you. Obviously, there are some fighters out there who get some good negotiated deal that they talk about it, they're proud of it, they're happy with it. I think that's what they should, because we've seen those kind of situations. I'm not going to call names out there, but some people who try to do those kind of things, and most of the time it does not work on the favor of the fighter. So I was worried for Leon Edwards, but when I saw him during the interview, I was relieved, because when the question came up again, he still maintained that Colby Covington does not deserve the title shot, and gave the same argument, and which makes sense. But he also said, listen, I'm here to fight all the guys, to fight everybody at the top. If it is Colby, then it is Colby. I'll fight Colby. And but he also acknowledged that at this moment, there's not really a clear number one at the top of the division, which makes sense, because we're not saying that Colby does not deserve the title shot. I mean, he's as good as they come. He's good. But we just thinking that maybe there's some guys that should. Let's not go into that argument right now. But anyway, so he's saying that he's just not going to fight in July, which I think is smart, because Colby's out there. You just kind of going on with this idea that Leon Edwards has no choice. He doesn't decide, and blah, blah, blah. So I think Leon Edwards is being really smart, using the leverage that he has, because you need to understand those situations. You have a certain level of leverage. You don't have all the leverage. You have a certain level, and he's using it. He's saying, like, listen, I know, Colby, you want to fight in July. I'm not fighting in July in England. I am going to choose to fight in Abu Dhabi in October. Makes sense. And he has great arguments. He say, hey, I just had a fight, need to relax, just need to heal up, be ready so I can prepare for the next fight, which makes total sense. So I think he's playing it very smart, and I was happy to see that. Now, Jon Jones, Stipe Miocic guy, what's going on here? I thought this fight was done. I thought we had the fight. Now listen, guys, I don't know if this is a great or a bad move for Jon Jones. Obviously, I don't have to say anything about Stipe Miocic. Apparently, he's on board. The UFC is on board. When they asked Dana White about this, he said, listen, Jon Jones won against Cyril Gane and disappears. So, but I cannot sit over here either to say Jon Jones is making a bad move, because I don't know. That would be me speaking against the guy without knowing, without having information. Because right now we sit here, we all sit here, all we can do is speculate. You know what we need? We need Jon Jones to come in. Jon Jones, please come back and let us know what you're going to do. Because we want this fight. You wanted the fight. That's what you said after you beat Cyril Gane. Now, I love Jon Jones. He's one of the best to ever do it. And I even love his post-fight interviews. He's not one of those boastful guys out there. He's very humble. He talks about God, about Jesus, his faith and everything. You see the humanness. It's beautiful. I love it. But now we know that he has struggles. Jon Jones has his struggles sometimes outside the cage. So we don't know what's going on. And because of that, we're not going to sit here and pass judgment on him. So we want him to come back and let us know what's going on, because we don't know what's going on. Maybe there is something more than we know. Or at least come back, do like Leon Edwards, say, hey, you know what, guys, I don't think I'm ready to fight in July, but I still want to fight Stipe, or I want to fight somebody else, but it's going to be at that point of time, maybe in October, maybe in December, or at some time in the end of the year that I want to fight. We would just want Jon Jones to come back and tell us what he wants to do, so we don't speculate or we don't say things that we shouldn't have said. So guys, listen, I always love your comments, because I want your opinions. What do you agree with the things that I said? Or even if it's something that we didn't talk about, some matchup you would like to see, something you would like to see happen in MMA, just put it in the comment section. And please watch this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. I can't wait to come back and talk to you some more.